No, that's it. Thank you. Sage said she'll be Old Joe or the Carpenter.
Okay.
Look at how many people, the choir's here. That's why there's so many more people, but it's always nice to see.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning. I'm Gregory Mason. Welcome to First Presbyterian Church for Olympia Brown Universalist Church's service. Before we start, we have some announcements. Today, the OBUUC Community Fair Extravaganza will take place. We will have a shorter service followed by an opportunity to learn more about all of the amazing programming we have planned at Olympia Brown for this church year. Many of our committees will have tables set up to share information about their work. We will have opportunities to sign up for some great community building events, adult religious education, interfaith field trips, and more. We will have games and activity for children of all ages. Plus, you can pick up your new name tag and select a lanyard in we have various colors. Scrip has changed its name to Raise Right, and Jody Spencer is our new coordinator. Be sure to see her downstairs to find out how you can order gift cards online to benefit OBUUC. Act 3 will meet on Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. via Zoom. The special guest this month will be Melinda Stewart from Smart Moves for Seniors. She will be discussing the many choices and chores involved in the moving and downsizing process. Next Sunday, if you are not involved in fall camp, we have been invited to attend services with Sacred Journeys at 10 a.m. at Meadowbrook Country Club. The service, led by Reverend Kay Glennon, will be on the courage to live well. There will be a Zoom option available. The link and more information about the service will be shared this coming week. There will be no service here next Sunday. Just a reminder, scammers are active. Reverend Danielle will never ask you for money, gift cards, wire transfers, or any kind of financial information through email, by phone, or text. If you receive a scam or phishing text, do not respond. Delete the text and block the number. I'd like to thank our volunteers today, our ushers, Sandy Berezowitz and Brana Woolman. I'd like to thank last Sunday's coffee hour cleanup crew, Joyce Firebaugh and Jane Steffens, and our Zoom host today, Patty Riemann. For more information and details about these announcements, along with others and community announcements, see your weekly emails. Please join us for coffee hour downstairs following the service. If you are a tea drinker, stop in Erman Hall and pick up a tea bag. I do have hot water downstairs, but we got to leave the tea bags up here for First Pres. Okay. For those joining us on YouTube, log into Zoom after the service for Joys and Concerns along with coffee hour. Reverend Danielle will be joining the Zoom group at some point to take you around the various tables. You may also ask questions of our board co-presidents. The link is in today's email. And now Reverend Danielle would like to say something.
So it takes a lot of people to make the church possible. And there is one person who makes sure we know what's going on, who makes sure we know what's coming up, who makes sure we have everything that we need. And this person happens to be celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Gregory Mason.
To you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Gregory, happy birthday to you. Medicare birthday.
Thank you, Gregory, so much for all you do for all of us. Happy, happy birthday.
Lincoln.
Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to Olympia Brown Unitarian Universalist Church. I am the Reverend Danielle Lindstrom. My pronouns are she, hers, and it is good to be together again. Let's start with just a big, deep breath. Fully arrive, that organ music still ringing around us. One more big, deep breath. Our words of welcome adapted from our congregation in Boulder. Welcome. Welcome in all the beauty of languages, cultures, skin tones, shapes, and sizes that come together to make your uniqueness. Welcome in all the ways you experience and express gender, in the beauty that is who you love and how you love. No matter how long you are away, how soon you will return, welcome. Welcome all that is you, your joys and your sorrows, all that is on your heart this morning, for this is one of the promises of our shared faith. All of who you are is welcome in our co-created and shared sacred space. It is good to be together. We will begin our service with shared ritual, and Lincoln is lighting our chalice for us this morning. The chalice is the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist tradition. Our lighting words come to us from the Reverend Dr. David Breeden. Welcome all to this place of love and justice, this place where we attempt to live up to humanity's highest ideals, highest hopes. Do we fail? Yes, we do. Let's just exhale that for like a minute, right? Like, yes, we fail. Let's just, right? Often. Do we try again? Yes. Yes, we do always. Let's just breathe on that too. Yes, we try again, always. Welcome all to this place of love and justice, to this gathering where the sacred and the holy are our being together. I invite you to join me in singing To Rise in Body and Spirit, our first hymn, which is number 361. Yes, number 361. Enter, rejoice, come in. We're going to do all 6 verses. Only 5 verses, so that was great. Oh, because we repeat. That's right. It was beautiful. Thank you. I love the energy that one invites us into on a Sunday morning. Now we're going to go into prayer, so we're going to just go with the energy this morning. Part of being in community, part of being in this community, is being reminded that we do not hold our joys, we do not hold our sorrows alone, right? We are in this moment, this time, this space together. And for this Sunday, in just a moment, you'll be invited to come forward and to light a candle in honor of what is on your heart, in honor of your joys, in honor of your sorrows, in honor of whatever it is that you're bringing with you. Right? And we'll see each individual flame, but watch together how brightly they shine. Before we go into our candle lighting, will you join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation? These words by Kate Bowler and Jessica Ritchie. Blessed are you, the strange duck. You with the very intense hobbies, or the collection of movies or mugs or sneakers. You with the home team. You with the home team or the hometown that makes you very, very proud. Not everyone will get it, but these are the things that bring you delight, that let you swim around in the weeds of who you are. Blessed are you who have found your people, the ones who understand or seek to, the ones who are up for the adventure or the hunt or the search. Blessed are the details of your life, the specificities that make you, you, the things you notice and the places you want to visit, the eBay search you turn to time and time again, the convention that's been on your calendar for months, no matter how quirky or random or obscure. You, my dear, in all your intricacies, are a marvel. You, my dear, in all your intricacies, are a marvel. I invite you forward to light a candle in honor of that which is on your heart this morning. We'll light a final candle for the joys and the sorrows that are on the hearts of our beloveds that are joining us on Zoom, on YouTube this morning. You, my dear, in all of your intricacies, are a marvel. I invite you to join in singing our prayer sung response, "There is a love holding me, there is a love holding us." We rest in this love that is available to us always. If you feel overwhelmed, remember that deep breath we share here and bring that love in. We have a story this morning, Old Joe and the Carpenter. The story comes from Doorways to the Soul, edited by Elisa Davy Piermain. And we're going to need some help to tell the story. So I need 2 people who are willing to act with us. We need, who do we need? We need Old Joe. Now, gender doesn't matter, right? But that's the name of Old Joe. And we need a carpenter. We need an Old Joe's gonna come up here with me. I got your script. Look at this beautiful font that it's in. Wow. All right, Joe, come on up, Joe. Will you be our carpenter, Sage? Okay, so, Sage, I'm gonna give you this. Is this one the, nope, this one is yours. Okay, right here. Okay. So see, you're highlighted, and when it's your turn, you gotta speak really, really, really loud into this microphone.
Loudly in general.
I know, so you're gonna do that into the microphone, okay? And Leanne's gonna come help us tell it. All right. All right, Old Joe, you're coming up here with me. And look, I've got your script right here, all highlighted and ready to go. So we're gonna share this spot. All right. And I think Leanne's gonna start us off.
Am I? Okay. Old Joe lived way out in the countryside all by himself. His best friend was also his closest neighbor. It seemed that they had grown old together. Now that their spouses had passed on, and their children were raised and living lives of their own, all they had left were their farms and each other.
But for the first time in their long friendship, they'd had a serious disagreement. It was a silly argument over a stray calf that neither of them really needed. The calf was found on the neighbor's land, and each claimed it as his own.
No. Now that calf has the same markings as one of my cows, and I say it belongs to me.
They were stubborn people, and neither would give in. Rather than hit each other, and they just stopped talking and stomped off to their respective doors and slammed them.
Come Saturday morning, Old Joe heard a knock on his front door. He wasn't expecting anyone and was surprised to find a young person who called themselves a traveling carpenter standing on his porch. They had a wooden toolbox at their feet, and there was kindness in their eyes.
I'm looking for work. I'm good with my hands, and if you have a project or two, I'd like to help you out.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do have a job for you. See that house way over yonder? That's my neighbor's house. You see that creek running along our property line? That creek wasn't there last week. He did that to spite me. He hitched a plow to his tractor and dug that creek bed from the upper pond right down to my property line. Then he flooded it. Now we got this creek to separate us. I'm so darn mad at him. I've got timber in my barn, boards, posts, everything you'll need to build me a fence, a tall fence along that creek. Then I won't have to see his place anymore. That'll teach him.
I'll do a good job for you.
The old man had to go to town for supplies, so he hitched up his wagon and left for the day. The young carpenter carried the lumber from the barn to the creekside and started to work. They worked hard, and they worked fast. They measured, sawed, and nailed those bores into place all day long without stopping for lunch. With the setting of the sun, they started to put their tools away. They had finished the project.
Old Joe pulled up his wagon full of supplies. When he saw what the carpenter had built, he couldn't speak. It wasn't a fence. Instead, a beautiful footbridge with handrails and all reached from one side of the creek to the other.
Just then, old Joe's neighbor crossed the bridge. His hand stuck out and said, "I'm sorry about the misunderstanding, Joe. The calf is yours. I just want to go on being good friends."
You keep the calf. I want us to be friends too. The bridge was this young person's idea, and I'm glad they did it.
The carpenter hoisted their toolbox onto their shoulder and started to leave.
Wait, you're a good person. My neighbor and I can keep you busy for weeks.
I'd like to stay, but I can't. I have more bridges to build.
And they walked down the road whistling a happy tune as they went.
Can we say thank you to our fabulous actors?
So we are all carpenters of our own lives. We build, we are invited to explore the fences we have built. Sometimes we build bridges, and sometimes we build fences. Some with good reason. Sometimes the fences are built because we need protection and boundaries, and they belong as part of our landscape.
Other times we build fences immediately. A topic or a word is brought up, and immediately, fence. Right? Perhaps it's too painful or challenging to explore any further, so nope, my fence is in place, and it is high.
And sometimes we build bridges. We've given ourselves the opportunity to listen, to speak, to hear, and be heard, and to create deeper relationships.
I am taking a class right now, and they gave us this idea that I've been wrestling with, so I need y'all to wrestle with me on this one. They invited us to consider conflict is asking the relationship to go deeper. Conflict is asking the relationships to go deeper. So I imagine I am not the only one who shares an inclination to build a fence as soon as the conversation starts to get a little more intense, maybe, than I had hoped, right? Build the fence, I'm not going there, right? And I wonder for myself and maybe others, there's a fear of being disconnected from relationship. If we get into this conflict, then does that mean that we can't be friends, that we can't continue to get to know one another? I'm curious, though, how many of us have had that experience of a conflict with someone where you really commit to working through that conflict, right? You talk it through, you practice deep listening, you take a break and you take a breath when you need, you come back to it, and found your relationship is deeper, more meaningful, more connected. Has anyone had that experience with conflict in their relationships? A sense of deepening, right? And then there are some fences, as we said, that we built with good reason and are part of our landscape, part of the landscape of our lives. Conflict is asking the relationships to go deeper. We are all carpenters of our own lives. We build bridges and we build fences, right? It becomes a practice to explore, to wonder, where have I built bridges? Where have I built fences? And why?
So all of you have blocks, or groups of you have blocks. Anyone know the game they came from? Jenga, right. It came from Jenga. So how do you play Jenga? There's a tower, and you take a block out, right? So as it starts to miss pieces, you can think in your head, I know all of you, most of us have played Jenga. At some moment, the tower falls over because there's just not enough pieces there to hold it up.
Once the tower is knocked down, right, once we're taken out of the context of this game, you have one block with limitless possibility. This block can be built into anything. Right? So I would like to invite everyone to write your name on the block. If you want to add a little doodle, you can doodle on it too. If you're joining us online, we're going to have this. It's going to be kind of a thing for the next couple weeks, so you can add your name later or let me know. I can add your name. If you don't have a block, do raise your hand. If you're a visitor, please do add your name. You are now part of our story, even if this is the only hour we spend together. Does anybody else need a block? All right.
Sage, can you help pass out blocks? Or Dave? Got one in the way back there? If you need a block, there's one way in the back here, Sage. Way in back.
And once you have written your name, added your doodle to the block, I invite you to come up to the front and let's build something. Let's build something that's completely our own. I know we're all picturing that Jenga tower. Let's see if we can create something else together. So when you're ready, come on up. You can put your name on one side. If you put your name on both sides, that's great too. So when you're ready, come on up. Let's build something. Let's play a little bit. Oh, I didn't put my name on one. I know. Does anybody have a blank side? I didn't add my name to one. right, do we have all of the blocks? Do we have them all up here? All right, I'm gonna take a quick picture. So what did we build? What is it? Any guesses? Castle. Something made of wood. A new church. I think we'll all fit in there, right? Yeah, Sage. A monstrosity of blocks. All right. Yeah, other things. What else? A skyscraper. A what? A blockbuster didn't. A tower. Yeah, I think that this can be all of this and more, right? So we are each these individual pieces, right? We are each individual pieces with strengths and gifts and hopes and fears and joys and sorrows. And we see it takes this whole community to build something, right? Even if you leave this church, even if when you change into the ancestors, what you have built is still here. Even if over time it looks different than it did before, we are a continuation of those who have come before us. We can move these pieces around. We can change the way it looks. Oh, come on, that was planned. Don't you believe that? We can change the way it looks. We can knock it down and start over, right? Still the lives of those who have made even this moment possible. As an individual game piece, it's just a block. It's when we come together, we see. We can build anything. And even if it falls around us, even if it falls around us earlier than it was supposed to, guess what? We can build it again and again and again and again, as we have for over 181 years. We have created and watched watched what we have created. We have watched it crumble, right? We have watched it crumble and again created something new and again created and again rebuilt and again rebuilt and again. So long as we reach for each other, we will continue on. So long as we reach for each other. That was planned. Thank you, Sage. So long as we reach for each other, we will continue. May it be so. Are you going higher again? Is that the plan? Oh, we're done. Okay. All right, we've reached our sky. Okay. Okay. So we're going to keep this around, this image, right? As we are building and creating each and every time we come together. These blocks will stay with us. We'll keep adding names. But I hear rumor that we have a community fair extravaganza to get to. Is that right? Yeah. Yay! So before we go, will you rise in body and spirit? Join me in singing hymn 402, From You I Receive. we extinguish our chalice. But not the light of this community. That light cannot be extinguished, for it lives in each of us, reminding us that we are connected, held always in a larger love. I share these words from our UUA president, the Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt. The good news is that we are in control of what we do with our daily living. If we, each one of us, represents a missing remnant in the fabric of our collective future, then together we can lean into a possibility that we have yet to fully experience in human history. A collective wholeness, an unassailable good. She writes, that is the kind of salvation I am here to fight for in the small moments of every single day. This is the work we are here to fight for in the small moments of every single day. And dear ones, we are and do marvels together. May you go forth in love. May you go forth sharing that love with those you meet until we return again, or in the case of this morning, regather downstairs because we have a community fair extravaganza. Woo! So please come on downstairs.